Hi girls, here's my 5th video from my meal prep from yesterday. This time I'm making flounder fillets. I like flounder versus pollock or tilapia because it's a little, it's probably a little heartier fillet than those other ones. So the flounder fillets are, this is a bag of frozen fillets. They're all individually wrapped. You don't have to thaw them out all the way, but I take them out and set them out on the counter. Like on Sunday morning, I'll take them out of the bag, set them out on the counter, and then by 2 or 3 o'clock I can cook them up. They're thawed out enough that I can take them out of the bags. And yesterday I made them on these grilling planks, but you can also just put them on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven and bake them as well. The grilling planks, these I soak in water for 15 minutes, and then when I take them out, I set them out on the cutting board. I set out the grilling planks, and then they're wet. They've soaked up some water for 15 minutes in the sink, and then I add the fillets. I set them on the top of here, and then as they cook in the oven, the water steams out of the wood and gives it a little flavor from the cedar, but it also keeps them moist and tender so they don't dry up. So that was something I just started trying a couple weeks ago, and I really like that for fish, chicken, and pork because they don't have much fat, so they dry up. I should say boneless pork doesn't have much fat, so they dry up when you usually bake them really easy. So this is good for steaming the meat and not overcooking it. So while those were soaking in the sink for 15 minutes to absorb the water before I bake them, I took all these fillets out of their bags. I threw them into a big Ziploc bag, and then I sprinkled some seasoning in there and shook them around, moved it around, make sure that the seasoning spread out evenly. And I had these bags from Bonaire that we bought, but it's just seasoning. So I put some of that in there, but you can also use these different ones depending on what flavor you want. For fish, a lot of times it's recommended to use a lemon pepper, which you can kind of see it's a popular seasoning for fish. I don't like it as much as the other seasonings. I like to have a chipotle or Cajun or some kind of, like this is a barbecue. I just don't prefer the lemon pepper as much. So once I've shaken them up in the bag, and after this boards have been soaking for 15 minutes, I set out the wet boards, and then I set each fillet on the board, and they go on the top shelf in my oven. But then on the bottom shelf, you need to make sure that you put a big cookie sheet so it catches some of the juices that run off of these planks as they cook. Or another thing, if you wanted to do, you could actually, let me move this from the other video. You can actually set your plank on this too and cook it in the oven so the juices aren't running off onto that. But it works better, I think, to have it sitting on the top shelf. So I baked those at 350. I watched them just until they looked like they were tender enough or cooked enough where they would be flaky. You don't want to overcook fish because it'll get rubbery. So I think they were in there for maybe 20 minutes at 350. And once they were done, I took them out and put them in a container with a half of a baked potato. And that'll be one of my lunches for the rest of the week. This one bag split up into making two meals of seasoned fish. So let me know if you have any other questions on the recipe. That was video 5 from the things that I made yesterday. Otherwise, I'll see you guys soon and have a good day. Bye.